Hey, what's up legends? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm excited to be back here from a long break and I got some big news for you guys. I've hired my first employee for YouTube. So that's my employee number 3 and I can't wait. It's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be great, and we're gonna produce a lot more YouTube content. So live stream are gonna be here around. We're still gonna do a lot of live streams because that's just a way that I enjoy doing content. We're doing some more Draw with Stefan series. There's gonna be awesome stuff. I'm gonna talk to you even about my vacation, what happened there. There's one particular fun story that I wanted to share. But yeah, I already worked a whole week last week. It's been full of meetings. I've met so many people and I felt kind of like life is back to normal with traveling. Since traveling was a really huge thing in my life before, like going around from place to place, getting to meet a lot of you guys. Like I was in India, in the Philippines, in London just before Corona hit and we had to go back into lockdown. But now that this is kind of like become our new normal, I've been just really excited to be going around, being able to travel a little bit more. But I drove up my car for the most while. Met a lot of people. We were safe, mostly, I guess, mostly. And yeah, it's so good to see you guys. So I see a lot of familiar faces that I've always been seeing every time. So you guys are always here. Supernova, Anna Laura, who's here. Lindo is here. Felicia, Sorai, Cheeky Letters. That's, I feel like you are new to the party. Hope that you are well, that you are glad that you are here. I see Josh Garcia, Robe Jones, Cortland Waters Bartley here. Definitely not back to normal here. Probably won't be back to normal for a really long time. Guys, I know this is a hard time. I know this is not great, and it looks like even there might be a second wave coming. I'm not the expert on any of this, but I want to encourage you guys, always try to see the positive. See, like there's nothing positive about thinking negatively. I hope that makes sense. Like, even if you believe, if you have more, if you're directed towards a negative thinking, then try to think like, if you're a positive thinker, even if it's coming out, like even if the outcome is negative, it would have still been better to think positive about the whole thing. Being a dreamer is a whole different thing, but that's the topic of today actually. Letter your dream. So I'm excited to put this series today under Letter Your Dream, and the reason why I'm excited to do this is because I believe that dreams are hugely important. That's seeing your dream. So if you can dream it, you can do it, or if you can dream it, then you can see it, and if you can see it, you can do it. That's kind of like the whole series idea, is that we will actually turn dreams into realities. And I believe that for anyone who's watching here in this channel, that if you can dream it, you can see it. And if you can see it, you can do it. The thing is, here's the story that happened with me. My Instagram beginnings were a little bit rocky. It didn't grow really fast. And only until I began doing the work and putting a lot of effort into it, I saw the growth. But now I didn't see a big outcome. I didn't see that I would grow to what I'm at today with 500,000 followers plus. And the thing was, and that's where you gotta hold on to, is one day I looked over the growth of my Instagram and I saw that I was growing by around 200 new followers a day. It's maybe to some it's a lot. To me, it's still a lot. It's still a good number. But what I did then, and that's kind of what changed the whole trajectory of what I was doing, was I put that into an Excel sheet. Now I know that you are thinking, why would you put that into an Excel sheet? Like, that's boring. Excel is boring. Like, nothing creative has ever come out of Excel. Am I right? Of course, I loved Excel at that time. Well, not necessarily love, but I was really into it. Excel is a tool that you can use to kind of like grow numbers. And so if you're into numbers, this is of course an amazing program. So I put that down and I added what would happen if I kept on growing like this? Like if I was growing like 200 like every single day for a couple of days, maybe even weeks at that time. And I kind of like pulled the list down and I was like going through like dates and seeing like how far would I get to at the end of the year. And this is what changed everything. The number that I saw changed what I was thinking would be possible. And so the number was 100,000. I saw that if I kept growing at that rate, was growing to 100,000, and that changed my thinking. Because at the time I thought like, you know, like 100,000, that's way out of my reach. That's impossible. So it kind of like wasn't even in the dream area. It wasn't in the I can see it. It was beyond that. So if you have like 3-4 levels, maybe I can illustrate that in some way to you guys. Let me see if I can do that. That would be cool, right? Illustrating those words is always important. So let me see, and if I can switch that. All right. So if you have like those 4 levels, like let's put these into perspective. So let's get this line here. So here we have possible. Then we have, I can see it. Then we have the level dream. And then on top of that, we have impossible. That's a thing that you believe this is not doable or achievable. So getting to 100,000 was for me the thing that was just absolutely impossible. Now, I had to see that number in Excel to see if I kept on growing at that rate, which I knew was kind of like possible, then I could actually achieve it. So suddenly, this impossible thing became not only a dream, but I could see it. So it kind of like switched down from here, it dropped down already to here. So it skipped the dream part and it become the see it, the possible, and the I can see it happening. And then finally, towards, I think it was October, December, November or something, I actually achieved it. And then after that, every year I kept on growing that because I believed like I could see it happening and I could visualize that. So now that I've seen this happening, I can see like, oh yeah, 1 million, it's just a matter of time until I get there. So if you're maybe in this boat right now, then I hope that you can visualize it and see it. And so this is what we're trying to do. So today, I'm gonna ask you this big question. This question is, and I can hear that there's a audio delay, which I do not understand why that is happening. Okay, so if there's an audio delay, then hopefully you guys can forgive me. Too bad it's going or not working again. But hey, let's keep on going. Let's not get focused on that. I get distracted really easily, unfortunately. So what I want to do with you guys today is the whole part here, dream. Dream is super important, and I want you guys to learn how to dream and, well, ask you guys, what is it that you are dreaming? So lettering is a really fun part of, like, as a creative. I love lettering. Now, I've gotten to do amazing things, like, for example, drawing on a car. And as many of you know, one of my big dreams is to letter on an airplane. Now, I kind of have visualized that beforehand, and let's see if I can find that somewhere in my notes, because I have written it down. Just the question is, where did I put it down? And see, that's already a bad habit to have. But I'm sure that I will find that very soon. And let's see, Airport Zurich, TUI ideas, that could be one thing. It's not. There's another one. There's another one. Oh, there it is. Okay. So here you go. You can see I drew an airplane on here, and I love this idea. So there's an airline that I wanted to draw on for an event or a cause, for a celebration, paint a plane. Like, that's kind of like the idea that I have put in the piece here that I've created. And again, so this is the thing that I want to do with you guys. So maybe you do not have an iPad, maybe you do not have a digital tool lettering. That's okay. We'll figure out a different way you can play this exercise with. But what I want you to do is to think about, what is it that I dream of? Like, is it to letter on a billboard? Is it to have my lettering on a piece, like on a huge wall? Is it to have my lettering on a train? Like, I just see a train pass by. What is it that you want to achieve? Maybe it doesn't have to do with lettering. Maybe it's something completely different. But what we want to do today is to think of ideas of where you can letter. Also, I want to push you to dream. Like, if you haven't started dreaming yet, this is the time. So why don't you guys start lettering or start commenting in the comments, letting me know in your comments, what is it that you love or would love to letter on one day? What if anyone would pay you to do that, or if you could do it for free, if you wouldn't have to worry about it, like what would you love to letter on? Let me know in the comments right now, and I would love to see that, because that's what we're gonna do today. Is I'm gonna pick out one of those and gonna show you how you can visualize that and how you can make it into a picture that you can imagine, that you can hold in front of you and keep on thinking, and then share it, because sharing is something that is super important in the whole process, of course. So let's see what we can do. Now, walls. I see Isha Nakpal saying walls, that she would love to letter on walls. I love that. That is awesome. What else do we have? We get a coffee shop. Oh, I love that. Coffee shop is amazing. Josh Garcia wants to letter in a coffee shop. That is perfect. What else do we have? We have Patricia with a chalkboard. I would love Lisa saying, I would love to bring out a book with my illustration and story. Man, this is brilliant. I love to see those dreams, and maybe we can make one of those dreams happen. So I cannot see. I'd love to paint a huge mural or have my lettering on an important magazine. Okay, this is so good. Chelsea Arts is saying that here. Then we have Cortland. I would love to letter on a brick wall mural. Lettering on a supercar by Rumil. That's awesome. That's really cool. Like, imagine drawing on a Lamborghini or Ferrari. Rumil, let me know which car you would love to draw on. Here we have Jeremy saying, one of my favorite would be a wall in a street. Okay, so we're gonna pick out one person here, and I'm gonna start with someone, and then we can repeat the series over and over again, and then I want to show you guys how you can achieve that, because I absolutely believe that dreaming is important. Again, dream it, see it, and then do it. So let's get started here with someone. And I say, for example, a book cover would be really cool. Okay, Cortland, I love this. Let's do this. Okay, so let's switch over here, and let's see if this still works. Man, I've been away for a vacation here, but I'm loving that this is still working. So how do I need to, okay, I need to kind of like sit like this so you guys have the best view. All right, so number one is you go in here, you create like a new project, and so you start by sketching it out. So I kind of want to create a book cover. Like, you got to ask yourself, like, what kind of book? Or a magazine cover. Magazine cover is also really cool. I do not know if you guys remember the Vogue series on TikTok, where people like showed you like how would it look like if your picture was on Vogue. But we're doing a book cover, or you can just choose whatever you want to. But a book cover is perfect. And I see here Rumil set a Bugatti Chiron, which is a absolutely fast car. And when I talk about fast, I was driving on the German Autobahn, which is like the highway. It's super fast. You can drive as fast as you want. And I tried the Seat car at 200, and it felt great, but it's dangerous. So I stopped really quickly afterwards. Because you just do not want to make an accident. That would be really bad. All right, so let's check this out and let's see. So I'm kind of imagining a book cover, and let's see what type of book cover do you want to do. So let's see what kind of book cover. So I'm like gonna say we're gonna pick out a brand new book that has just come out, and I'm going on, who knows, Amazon. And it's just saying, or like a Amazon book classic. Like, what is a classic book? Romeo and Juliet would be classic books. Here we go. Sherlock Holmes. Why don't we do Sherlock Holmes? Sherlock Holmes is a really great idea. So here we have Sherlock Holmes. We have Pride and Prejudice. Little Women would also be a really cool book idea. So why don't we pick one of those? I feel like Sherlock Holmes would be a really cool idea. So I'm going back to Chrome, and I'm going to type out book, and then this is important. So we're going to try to visualize this. So we're making a book cover from what we've done. So book, it's a mock-up that I'm looking here. Mock-up for a book, and then we go into images, and then we're going to look at, like, imagine this was your book. I love this. And then let's copy this image, and we're going to import that into here. Let's put that, those are the layers I was drawing on before during the Instagram live stream. So here I'm gonna add a paste. I'm gonna zoom or put that up here. Actually, I can just click that up here. Sweet, that works. And now, of course, this is a little bit of tricky. Like, if you do that in Photoshop, a lot easier. But I kind of know, like, what is this book size? This is something. Let's see. I'm going to go. I'm freestyling right now. I have no idea what I'm doing, but this is working here. So I'm going to my 5 favorite brushes, which are here. 5 favorite brushes, soft brush, and just gonna fill this out. So again, don't worry about the color of the book. It's just gonna be an idea. You can do it a lot better, but I'm just gonna use this as an example of an idea. So I'm gonna switch that to black, and then I'm gonna start like drawing out what it would look like if the book name here was Sherlock Holmes. And so if I could design a book cover, oh, this is almost too tight. So I'm just gonna reduce that a tiny little bit here. No, it's just a little bit too small, but that's all right. Kind of like this. Trying to keep those lines straight here. But since this is just a sketch, that is gonna work perfectly here. I'm gonna try to keep those lines really nice and tight. And you can see, like, you are drawing this. And what should we do in between? Like, there's gonna be a little gap here, but again, it's just a sketch, so I'm gonna reduce that sketch here, and I'm gonna redraw this. And if you're doing this on paper, really what you can do here is you can actually draw this out, like draw it out, like stick it on a book, like get an old book, or draw it on top of a book that you already have, but make it as realistic as possible. And in another video, I might be able to show you kind of like how to create those mock-ups, how you can actually use the mock-ups again with Photoshop and all the other tools. But here we go, we're just showing one by one. Kind of like these elements that you can make. Some parts here. And so you can keep on designing it until you're really happy with it. You can here put the name of the author, which would be, who is the author? Just gonna go back. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So in a really good mock-up, you would kind of like go into details like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And you create that cover the best you can. Like, I can cut this out. I can maybe place this better here. play around, freeform. Like this. And then like create all these elements to make it look like a real book cover. The better it looks, the greater it looks, the more likely you could actually like create elements of that. For example, I could duplicate this, and then you could put that down. Let's reduce the opacity here, and let's fill out like what would happen if we create like a 3D element here out of all of this. And as you keep going, you'll keep improving the design, the layout, the style. Like, this is your book cover that you're working on. So make it a really cool one. Make it something that you really enjoy. Like, there's no client behind it. It's a fun project. It's something that you can do on your own, that you can just keep on drawing, that you can do for fun without any desires or client wishes and stuff like that. So it's really meant to be something like a passion project, like something that you would enjoy and create. And you keep going until you're happy with what you have created. So you get all these elements. Now I'm just gonna touch that back. I'm just gonna add here. I think that was the one part that was missing. And I can play around with it. Like, now I can color that into, I don't know, something less dark here. Add, I don't know, that fill layer. Whoops, that was too much. I need first to fill layer like this. Perfect. And then I don't know, what could I do? Maybe change the color a tiny little bit here, maybe to a darker orange. Fill layer, and so on. Like, until I'm really happy with the book, with the style, with the elements, you can keep playing around with it. That's really the point of this whole exercise. But at the end, what I want you to have is something that you can look at and you're like, man, this could be my cover. This could be my book cover. And who knows? It might well be. And if you're dreaming of a wall, like, let's next time do a wall, a chalk wall, a wall in a cafe. Sometimes my dream is like to, like what I go through is, I just need to check if there's nothing secretive that I need to show, but what was it that I wanted to do? I thought I had taken a picture of a cafe from the outside, but I'm not sure if I did actually do it. And it looks like I did not. But yeah, again, the basic idea is really to get a picture of that thing that you want to do. Like, for me, it's getting an airplane picture or a picture of an airplane and then start lettering on it. Like, you can always feel like it's a really cool thing to letter on an airplane, but if you cannot visualize it, if you cannot see it, then nobody else will either. And if you can see it, if you can see like, oh man, I'd love to do a book cover, I want to see a book cover done, then this is how you start. So, going back to the original idea, if you can dream it, you can see it, and if you can see it, you can do it. Again, think about that story again. I pull up an Excel, which is absolutely not creative in any single way, but I looked at the numbers and I saw the growth that I was having right then and there, and I pulled up the sheet and I saw then at the end of the year, if I kept going like this, I would reach 100,000 followers. And that blew my mind, that blew my way of thinking, and something that I never thought would be possible suddenly becomes something in my vision, something in my front of eye. And so this is why I want you guys to dream big, to think big, to actually go all out, not to stop at anything, but to really hone it. So guys, for the next time, until we see us again, please write down those dreams, write down the things that you feel are impossible, are unachievable, are the things that you kind of wish and desire, and let's just start from there. And always remember, a good story starts with Excel. Remember that. Okay guys, that's it for today, for the very first story behind coming back from my break. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys are ready to dream big, and most importantly, don't be afraid to create something today, even if it sucks, and keep creating, guys. So I wish that you guys have a fantastic day and that you guys are ready to rock. And before I leave you guys, if you want to get better at lettering, if you want to learn to draw better, or learn from my creative process, like finding inspiration, dissecting what you've seen, then creating, and then finally adding one more step, like getting to where I'm at today. This is what I've been doing through all of these phases, and it's something that you can learn by yourself on your own. And so I hope that if you want to take this course, if you want to grow, then you can do that. You can find the link in the description to the online course here, brand new online course that I just launched just a month ago, and it's been great. We've already had over 800 people sign up, so a lot of you guys have already signed up. I'm super excited. I'm also hosting a new in-person workshop here in Zurich, which is going to be amazing. You can start with one of the workshops if you want to, Building Letters 101, or you can also start with Composition Masterclass. So if any of those two areas you feel like you can want to grow and get better, then this workshop online course is for you. So don't wait up. You can get them in a bundle for less than $200. That's one way you can support me. You can also support me by becoming a Patreon, getting a look behind the scenes. And we're about to jump into creating a new tier, brand new tier, where I'm going to share like all my Procreate files. That's something that's coming up in the near future, plus a lot of more YouTube content coming in the future. So if you haven't subscribed already, do not forget to hit the like or subscribe button at the bottom, somewhere here or here. I do not know where it is right now, but hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a fantastic time and that we can see each other very, very soon. So stay tuned for the next live stream, put on the notification bell, and hope to see you very soon. Guys, bye.